What is up, guys? It's your boy Breezy brings a brand new video today. I'm here to bring you guys my Altergeist deck profile that I took to the Atlanta Regional. I feel like if things didn't happen the way it did for my matchups, I would have most definitely topped this event. I really felt confident in this list and everything else. I'm going to go through my matchups after and what had happened, and then we'll get straight into it. So, starting with the main deck, of course. We are running your standard 3 Marionetter. I love the hell out of this card just because of the fact that, one, if I didn't open up Protocol, which 9 times out of 10 I did, I can also either get another Protocol or the Manifestation if I felt like it was needed. And the second effect really came in clutch. For anybody who doesn't know what the second effect does, because many people don't know what half these cards do, you get the target Altergeist card you control and one in your graveyard. Send the target you targeted and then the one in your graveyard and special summon it. So essentially you use Milliseek or Multi-Faker if you haven't used Multi-Faker's effect for that turn. So that's it for that. 3, Milliseek. I didn't regret even really playing less than this. This card came into clutch. Basically gets rid of a lot of cards that are either in your way or you just want to get rid of so your opponent's not able to use them, etc. It's also, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a free Sangin, so there's that. And it's a Link Turbo target. Then you have 3, Multi-Faker. Multi-Faker, I mean, what can I say? It helps the deck do what it does. Whenever you activate a trap, you can special summon this and then special summon Altergeist monster in defense mode. So usually what you end up doing with this is you actually end up either special summoning the Milliseek so you can use it for next turn, or obviously I'll use Milliseek for Protocol as a negator, or use to bring out Selquidus so you can get a free bounce on your opponent's end phase and then one on your turn. So that's a plus. Then 2, Selquidus. This is basically your Kieran of the deck. It has a second effect whenever it's sent from the field to the graveyard. You can add an Altergeist trap from the graveyard to your hand. This kind of did come up, but the bounce effect can come in clutch because you could get rid of your opponent's monster. Potentially you could go for OTK. It's just all around a really good card. Then the one of, this came up once against my round 7 opponent. He went to go attack, or even my 7 and 8 round, and it's a big booty, and it helps you potentially stall for a game. Hand traps, 2 Ogre and 2 Veiler. I don't own Ash even though it's a super, but right now this actually did come in handy. Veiler didn't put as much work as I thought it was going to do, but Ogre was better. That's it for the main monsters. I only really ran 3 spells. I figured that these were better. I basically wanted to run Call of the Haunted, or not Call of the Haunted, Call by the Grave, but essentially, in hindsight, I think it was a better choice not to. So 1 for 1, and then 2 Duality. Now, I actually was going to play 2 Duality and 1 Desires. It came up before, but I personally feel like this was the better spell lineup. And 1 for 1 came in clutch because if I had an Altergeist, or even Veiler or some sort of hand trap that was irrelevant, use that as the discard, bring out Milliseek, either attack or go into Link Kuriboh and then get the search for Marionetter, or Multi-Faker, really, all depends, and then go into Marionetter, get your set, and that was it. That's it for the spells. Trap lineup, pretty heavy. 2 Protocol and 2 Manifestation. Some people are iffy on the ratios for this. Some people believe that you should be playing 3 Protocol and 1 Manifestation. I think this is the perfect ratio for me. I've actually had it come up where the Manifestation Grave Effect came in handy to where I targeted my Protocol, added it to hand. I'm thinking about testing another trap, which is Camouflage, and we'll see what happens. I'm still testing it. But other than that, that's it for the Altergeist traps. For the rest of the traps, 1 skill drain, 1 in per order, and then 2 torrential. Shout out to Anthony. He actually ended up telling me about the whole skill drain combo with Protocol, because for anybody who doesn't know, Protocol states that your Altergeist effects, I believe it says, yeah, the activation and effects of Altergeist cards can't be negated. So therefore, with skill drain negating, Protocol saves that, and it just basically wrecks your opponent. So shout out to him. Really, honestly and truly, skill drain came into clutch against my round 7. Per order came in clutch, and the torrentials did as well. 2 Mind Crush. I'm still debating if I want to main deck it. It didn't really come in handy as I thought it would be. I mean, there was one time where I sacked round 1, and I was playing against the Trickstar Sky Striker, and I was going second, I believe, because, yeah, I was going second, and then, I was going first, my bad, and I basically sacked Light Sage out of his hand. But that was the only time that it was relevant. 2 Anti-Spell. I debated on main decking this. I wanted to main deck the heavy Storm Duster, but once again, it didn't really come in handy. I want to run the Field Spell over this, to be honest, but that's just it. 3 Rivalry. Again, like, I like this card, and it's understandable, because I guess against Goki, once they make Summon Sorcerer, you could flip this, and, I mean, they have no choice but to kind of stop. But it didn't really come in handy against maybe my round 2 opponent, which I'll get into who that was, and all my matchups. But again, this somewhat had some relevancy. 2 Strikes, 1 Judgment, and then Proxy is 3 Spoofing. But other than that, that's it for the main deck. Going to the side and the extra. Extra didn't really matter. I didn't have cherries, so there's that. But 2 Hextia. For the event, honestly, I only really went into 1, and that was going for game. 1 Kilglon, I think that's how you say. This came in once. I misplayed. Let's just say I didn't misplay, but I misplaced it to where, for anybody who doesn't know what this does, whenever an Altergeist monster inflicts damage to your opponent, you get to take control of a monster in the graveyard and this points to, but as long as this card actually makes an attack, that monster you took can't make an attack. So that's the disadvantage, but depending on your matchup, your opponent's not able to get that monster. I mean, it kind of creates more of an OTK and everything. I mean, if you're playing against like Lair or something, which was kind of popular at the event, you could take their Diablos and then go for that. That's it for the Altergeist extra. 1 Mermaid, obviously. My opponent gives me Ibly. I break the lock, something. There's that. We got the 1 Phoenix and 1 Cerberus. They both actually ended up coming up. This was against, I guess, the Trickstar Sky Striker deck. Almost anything. This came up so I could push for game. And then this is the proxy for Unicorn. I didn't really go into Unicorn that much. 1 Akashik. That didn't really come in much either. But I'm pretty sure if like I kaiju'd something, I'd get it back, etc. Link Karibo and Borsword. Shout out to Hayden for letting me to borrow both of those. They came in clutch, both obviously Link Karibo being one of your main guys to go into, and Borsword I made like 3 times. Going into the side, I'm running 3 Inspector Border. This actually had game. This actually literally like came in clutch against what is it? Altergeists. What else? Goki. My round 2 opponent. I think that was it. But I most definitely wouldn't take this from the side deck unless there's something more relevant that I potentially could, end up taking out. And then the Gammas and the Driver. There was one time I sided this and I drew the driver, rest in peace. The 2 kaijus, I probably should have done sphere mode, but I just figured this, the way my side deck was built, this was better, and it really just came in handy. Shared rides, obviously, against Goki. I think I'm taking this out because, honestly, the Gokis really just stop, and that's basically it. 2, what is it? System Down. This card actually helped me against the Sky Striker deck. So I thought ABCs were going to have some relevancy, and I think that was it. And then the Heavy Storm Dusters. So my matchups, while I put this back together, round 1, I actually ended up facing the Sky Striker deck. I ended up winning that going into game 3. Round 2, I ended up facing a buddy of mine. Shout out to Lord British. If anybody knows, he's popular in the Atlanta area, all over through the community. He was playing Danger Dark World. We went into time, I think it was, and I ended up, I think either I ended up beating him or whatever. Then I ended up, round 3, I actually ended up facing the wrong opponent. The way their matchup, the reason why I say that is because of the fact that his opponent marked the things wrong, and then basically we played and nothing could be fixed because they didn't go up together and say, hey, we marked the box wrong, etc. That's what you're supposed to at events. And then, so I ended up losing that. Round 4, I faced Amir. The guy ended up not playing an extra side because he didn't have time to write it down, so he said whatever. He was actually having a spicy tech of having Erupt in the main deck and Jinzo for some odd reason. Round 5, I faced Pendulums. I ended up beating him because of Borosaur's a card. Round 6, I faced Gokis. Funny enough, dude's name was Vincent, so there's that. And then round 7, I drew against Dinos. He had Cowboy. I won game 1, and game 2, he made Cowboy. We drew. And then round 8, I lost to Trickstar Sky Striker because Scapegoat is a card. So I hope you guys did enjoy the profile. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, I guess give it a thumbs down, whatever. And if you guys want to see more content from me, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel out. And, you know, what else? Comment down below if you guys went to either the Atlanta Regional or etc. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment. It's your boy, Breezy, and I'm out. Deuces.